Hello and welcome to the Sketching Greyhound. When you draw somebody who is a little bit bigger, you normally don't even expect them to notice your picture. So when Anne and Dave Reardon from the channel How to Cook That actually did, you can imagine my surprise and delight. In Anne's video I already promised to also draw Dave, and a whole lot of you have reminded me about that in the comment section. Nothing would make me happier than to make good on that promise, so let's get started. So as I'm basically drawing the second piece of a set, I wanted to try and stay as close as I could to the first one. Recently I have enjoyed to draw a lot on grey paper with white and black. That gives you very cool contrast and has a very striking effect. However, with the quite structured paper, and at least how I'm doing it, some of the details can get lost. So I went with the same paper as I did with the Anne portrait. It is very smooth and therefore perfect for also little details. I was also thinking about adding some color highlights. I did so in the past and very much enjoyed it, but I don't think it would be a good fit for this one, so we went pure. And honestly, that also feels right when drawing Dave Reardon. He is very pure. Might sound strange, but it is really so much fun to just see him in the videos. He and Anne, they work perfectly well together. They have just an harmony that you don't get a lot in internet, in content creator couples. A believability, a pureness. Yeah, I'll stick to that word. And she concocts terrible things that are that we all know will be terrible when she debunks channels like Blossom or 5 Minutes Crafts, and he is the poor soul who has to try it all. So he's kind of the hero in this. So I was thinking about putting him into my superhero category, but I went with content creator. And as you can see in our picture, we have already the main aspects of the face figured out to a certain degree. We have drawn the eyes, the nose, and parts of the mouth. I do that very quickly in the beginning normally to really check out if we have the proportions correct, because proportions are one of the major things that make you believe that this is, yes, the person that you wanted to draw, so that you get that recognizability. But never think that something you have touched in the beginning will really stay until the very end. So never be afraid of changing stuff, and changing stuff also late on. In this example, you can see, for example, that while most of it looks pretty okay, it looks pretty decent, but the contrast is a big thing in this picture also. You have quite dark places, not necessarily just in the face. You have it in the shield of the hat, you have it in the t-shirt, some dark streaks, and just a little bit darkness in the face, in the corners of the mouth, a little bit in the eyes, not that much actually, and also in the nostrils. And to get that to a harmony is not that easy, so don't think you managed to do that in the first go, and don't push yourself to even do that. Just don't frustrate yourself. It's like in dog training. Set not only your dog, set yourself up for success. It isn't fun the other way around. Now we are starting with the head, and that also means the big area, the big dark area, which defines darkness in our picture. And only when we have done that, as you see, as we are doing here right now, you will know how dark you should go with the rest of the face, with the rest of the skin. It all centers around what you define as the lightest and the darkest area. Have you ever played around with in Photoshop or any other drawing software with contrast and brightness on a picture? you should do so. You just move the sliders left, right. That is actually the exact same decisions you take when you are drawing a picture. You do not necessarily have to draw it, or you probably won't draw it exactly like it is in your reference picture. You can decide how you want to have that and how to move those sliders on your picture and say, okay, I want to have more contrast, I want this to pop more, I want this to be brighter. You can take all those decisions, and sometimes you have to, because it does not exactly look like, you cannot always translate everything in a picture, in a photograph, on the surface of your paper. It doesn't work that way. It is a different medium. You translate it because it is a different medium. You want a pencil sketch of a portrait. So it's not the same. And you don't have to do it the same. Never feel like you have to live up to something. It's your decision and it's your picture. I feel like I'm rambling again, but that's the point I wanted to make. This is, I think, where it becomes art. You're not just a copy machine. You take decisions, and those decisions are not always obvious. And in the end, there is something that might look quite similar to the picture. But don't underestimate that. You're taking a lot of decisions here. This is a process, and the result is art. That is something you create, and you decided to create it this way. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to say. Thank you very much for listening. But we're done here. This is our portrait of Dave. I'm often very critical with what I do and what I create, and I like this one. I really like it. I think you can recognize him. I'm happy with it. I hope he is too, and I hope Anne also is. I think the portraits actually also work pretty well together, so that's also a relief. And I want to say thank you very much again to Anne and Dave for even noticing the pictures and then even sharing them with their community. I really appreciate it. And I want to say thank you for watching this video, and I'd really love it if you would stay around for a couple more videos. If you don't want to miss any new videos of mine, subscribe and click that bell to get notifications. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.